Hello again, Struck Web. Today I'm bringing you another Struck List special video for September 2022, and this one is for Underdog low profile games that most likely don't get as much attention for one reason or another. It could be that they have a low budget, it could be they have a mid budget, it could be that they're just a genre that's not as popular as, for example, FPS and competitive games and so on, and action RPG hack and slash games and so on. In general, for one reason or another, I think those games are not getting as much attention as usual. That's why I consider them underdogs. So I've got 13 games in this video. I hope you enjoy my selection. Keep it cool and buckle up and let's go. I will start with the game I think is the most profile, the highest profile game ever. It even matches in terms of a price. The DioField Chronicle, which is developed by Lancarse, which is a subdivision studio, I think, of Square Enix, and published by Square Enix. It's a strange game. Sure, many people might consider this a high-profile game, but it's not as popular, for example, as, let's say, Stranger of Paradise or Forspoken. So that's why I consider this like, instead of AAA, maybe AA game. It's interesting. Gritty and immersive story brought to life with the latest technology, introducing real-time tactical battle (RTTB), for short, a new deeply strategic real-time battle system, the beginnings of a new strategy RPG crafted by a skilled and experienced development team. The way they're describing this is that they might want to make it a franchise, and most likely it will be one such, and that might be the first game out of a series. We'll see how this goes. There is a demo you can play for free on Steam, and I'm assuming on other platforms as well. And speaking of other platforms, this is coming to Switch, Xbox Series XS1 and PlayStation 5 4. The release date is 22nd of September 2022. Again, a lot of tools in that date. And this is gonna be, after this game, I'm gonna go in chronological order. But let me tell you something about this gimmick naming that battle system. The battles in this game are defined by real-time assessment of battlefield conditions and issuing decisive orders that take advantage of your troops' strength and weaknesses to gain advantage over your foe. Make clever use of a variety of skills, classes, and equipment to complete your mission. On the trailer, it's very difficult to figure out how this is real-time. To me, it looks like the opponents are paused while you're doing your turn and they're waiting for you to do your turn. It looks like turn-based rather than real-time. But I want to see myself more gameplay, like a proper fight, to see how it goes. Because maybe they're calling it real-time, but it's not actually real-time. Apart from that, it's good. It has realistic diorama-style battle scenes, richly detailed depictions of the environments in the island of DioField, combined with unique diorama-style visuals as you command your forces like a general. And I really like how they're intertwining certain board game elements, like board game figurines, into the game. But they also retain that 3D immersive storytelling through cutscenes, and yeah, I think it's gonna be a fun game, good game, and I'm very excited about it. I gotta check if there's a way to sign up to maybe get approved for a key, but I never get approved for keys for high profile or AA titles, if not so AAA titles. So we'll see if there's something for this game. In general, the DioField Chronicle, 22nd of September 2022. Now, as I said, in chronological order, starting with some of the games that released in the later parts of August that I didn't include in my previous August videos because I didn't know about. One such game is Goblin Gladiators, made by Rune Studio, which is a new French studio, a newish French studio that has worked as a... some of the people in that studio used to work in other games such as WoW and Per Se and Blood Bowl, I think, something like that I saw on their website. Some of them have been also hired as a outsourced team, so they offer such services, but this is their own game. and it came on the 23rd of August, and it's a deep dive into the wacky world of battle arenas as seen through the eyes of goblins. Goblin Gladiators is a brawl game starring goblins in a stadium with a euphoric crowd in the grandstand. So PvP obviously is the theme here, online PvP MOBA. And it's an early access title, and it's free to play right now on Steam. You can download it on Steam for free and play either with others versus others or solo versus others. In general, I think it's fun. I wish there was more footage to show you, but that's the only few seconds of footage I could find anywhere. Next up, Evasive Maneuvers, which is another interesting title. SkyPyre Studios are developers and publishers. Release date 31st of August 2022, which is the day I'm making this video. It's a team-based online multiplayer spaceship arena game. So pretty much a MOBA in space is what you could call it. 2 to 12 players are split into 2 teams. Runners who must escape the map through a warp gate, and hunters who must stop them at all costs. Time is limited, so move quickly. Action-wise, it looks fun. It's your standard third-person control a spaceship and fight outside of the cockpit camera kind of game. So yeah, if that looks like your kind of game, if you like those types of games, there aren't that many, and I know some people were asking me to cover more of those instant action MOBA games where you don't need to level up and do stuff. You just pick your world out and just dive in. So yeah, if you're into those, this one is worth checking out as long as they don't overprice it when it launches later today. And now, bringing your attention to Turpedo. A fast-paced 2 to 4 multiplayer party game where players incarnate submarines for victory over polluted oceans. Evolve as you play with a range of materials in a round-based combat over multiple game modes. Yes, the game looks pretty interesting. Releasing on the 5th of September 2022, developed and published by Myles, Lambert or Lambert. I'm not sure how to pronounce this. So up to 4-player Woko, split screen, shared split screen PvP or online PvP, up to you how you would play this. There is a demo on Steam, and the game doesn't seem to be releasing on other platforms. At least I can't find any information about other platforms. But if it looks like something you could be interested in, you could download this game and this demo of the game and try it out for yourself before September 5th. And here we have something called Mining Odyssey. Releasing on September 13, 2022, developed and published by Scarlet Whale. It's described in this way: come and learn the way of the Goblin Miner. Take your pickaxe and your grappling gun and challenge the Goblin Miner exam. A dynamic first-person platformer game that will put your dexterity and perseverance to the test. See, I'm not a fan of platformers, traps and jumping puzzles, but if you are, then this game gives you an option to experience such things along with some combat in a first-person view. So yeah, if it looks like your kind of game, I pretty much like the art style, by the way, then yeah, check it out when it comes out. Now we're moving to an RTS game called 2089 Space Divided. Coming on the 16th of September 2022, there was an alpha footage trailer, which I managed to download before it got removed. Maybe they're planning on releasing a proper trailer at the beginning of the month, because yeah, it's coming out on the 16th of September 2022, developed and published by Q Secure Games. There is a playable demo on Steam, and it's gonna be an early access title as well. And as I mentioned, it's real-time strategy, sci-fi space real-time strategy. The footage I managed to get is alpha old footage. It's barely showing anything. Hopefully they release a proper trailer, because if they want to attract people, screenshots, the ones that they have on Steam, are not enough, and the trailer I saw back before they removed it also doesn't provide much information regarding how the gameplay, which is the most important part, will be. So keep it on your list if you're interested in a new RTS. and pay attention to when they release more gameplay footage, ideally. Remember that high-speed racing game, Flat Out or whatever it was called, which I tried the newest version a couple months ago and it was awful? Well, here is Flash Out, a different franchise. I think it's much better from what I'm seeing than the other high-profile one that was extremely disappointing. So Flash Out 3 is the name. Flash Out is back where high speed meets high stakes, where unforgiving combat, keep in mind nice combat in this game as well, loud electronic music and addictive boosts of adrenaline mix up to separate winners from losers, where gravitation is nothing more than an empty word. So yeah, third game of the series, developed and published by Jujubee SA, releasing 22nd September 2022, and yeah, it's those guys have been making that game, that franchise, for a long time, improving, making new titles and so on. So high speed, unforgettable racing experience is what you can expect. 3D graphics, high beat electronic music, various game modes including career, versus and more, a variety of different race tracks and layouts, a large collection of destroyable race ships to choose from, and a powerful arsenal of weapons, boosts and upgrades at your disposal. Definitely seems better than the original, than Flat Out or whatever that other game was called. If this one is the knockoff or whether the other one is the knockoff, I cannot tell, but this one looks more fun. And there is a demo on Steam to try out. It's saying that it's coming on consoles as well, but no info on which ones. So hopefully they clarify which consoles they mean. Next up, we have a game that is kind of new to Steam, but not new to PlayStation. It was a PlayStation exclusive, as far as I can tell, from a year ago. Windfolk, Sky is just the beginning. What is this game? Explore the skies of Urian and help Essen to defeat the evil coalition in Windfolk. Sky is just the beginning. A third-person shooter adventure game. Yes, third-person shooter adventure game where you have jetpack and you're hovering, flying, and shooting various types of guns at other flying enemies and so on. It looks interesting. It looks fun. I think many of you out there might enjoy it. Regarding the game, 8 different stages in the campaign mode and 7 stages featuring diverse game modes in the arcade mode. There's free aerial movement, test your flying skills, become the fastest person in Urian and don't let the enemies stop you. Use barrel rolls and acrobatic movements to fly as fast as you can. Then you can create your own combat style. There is unique world apparently and obviously from the trailer, and an original soundtrack to enjoy. 27th of September 2022 is the date, developed by Fractal Fall and published by Gamera Nest. This is Windfolk, Sky is just the beginning. And this game, next one, is unique, completely unique from anything else I've shown in the past several months. I can definitely tell you it's not my kind of game, but I know there's some military buffs out there that really love war games. Destroyer, the U-boat hunter. And yeah, as the name suggests, you are in control of a destroyer, a U-boat hunter. It's an interactive war thriller which seamlessly blends realistic World War II anti-submarine warfare simulation with immersive tactical gameplay. Take command of a Fletcher-class destroyer and lead your escort group against German U-boats in the Battle of the... and their... Steam is cutting off the intro here. I'm assuming they mean Battle of the Gulf or whatever. Battle of the Atlantic, that's what they mean. So yeah, there's, as the game intro mentioned, tactical elements, but there's also simulation elements. So whether you're here for the simulation or for the tactical or for both, there will be a little bit of everything. If you like destroyers, if you like World War II simulation, then maybe that's a game you might want to try on the 28th of September 2022. In the meantime, there's a demo on Steam, so maybe try that one out first. Next up is something that probably should have been before the previous game, and if we were talking chronological order, Boom Roots of Renewal. 27th of September 2022 is the release date, developed and published by Wolverine Soft. And Boom Roots of Renewal is a first-person shooter inspired by Hexen and Quake. Use your skills of magic and maneuverability to quell the overgrowth and free the forest and lost village of these creatures. There is no trailer on Steam. I had to dig deep to find it, but I did find some footage of the game. They're not saying anything regarding other platforms, so let's assume Steam is the only platform for now. If this colorful first-person old-school style voxel graphics shooter FPS is to your liking, then maybe if they don't overprice it, definitely give it a go. It seems fun. That's why I've included it. There isn't much to tell you more about that. It was developed by a team of 20 students, and the development took place over a period of 8 months. Normally those student games are free to play. Whether they would charge for this or not, time will tell. But it looks fun to me. After Time is a first-person survival horror set in a post-apocalyptic linear world with ultra-realistic 3D scanned environments varying from cities, indoors, forest caves where you encounter zombies, dinosaurs, giant mushrooms, and massive creatures mutated by toxins released. Blah blah blah. Such a long sentence, and Steam cut it off, so I couldn't finish it. From a meteor crash. So the game is slow-paced and peaceful at times, while it could get violent and chaotic when you encounter enemies. The levels are short, and the game does not have saving of progress at checkpoints. This allows players to actually survive each encounter in order to finish rather than running from checkpoint to checkpoint. Not sure how I feel about that. I pretty much prefer being able to save anywhere, at any time. I don't like checkpoints as well, but I don't like not being able to save at all, even less. So not my kind of FPS, but if you are into this, if you are into losing a ton of progress and not being able to save wherever you want to, then try it. Visually, the game is made from CGI team, a CGI team that specializes in CGI and animation and stuff like that. So obviously animation and designs of models and stuff would be pretty high quality. How the gameplay will be remains to be seen, but it looks promising. That's why I've included it. It looks promising. 30th September 2022, developed and published by Dazzling Divine. This is After Time. Here we go with another unique-ish title, Finity. Releasing on the 30th of September 2022, developed and published by Pixel APS. It says, we are a small indie team who founded Pixel with a dream of making great games with soul and integrity. We are working on our first game, Finity, an action-adventure puzzle side-scroller with a unique 3D depth aspect. And yes, this game has a very interesting mixture between FPS and side-scroller. So they're saying that it's a 3D side-scroller, and when they say 3D, they mean a bit more than just the models. You can shoot in-depth FPS style and interact with the background to solve puzzles and fight enemies. As key features, they're listing a great overarching story as well as individual adventures in each level. Then the combat system that consists of two different modes, plain combat and in-depth combat. Plain combat is with the enemies in the 2D plane, in your path, so platformer style, and then in-depth is the you aim FPS style into the background to shoot enemies, shooting back at you or running at you with swords drawn. There's 5 long and fun levels, constantly bringing fresh challenges and environments, and a bunch of other things, 3 unique talent trees offering game-changing abilities to match your preferred playstyle. So you gather time coins to unlock those special talents. And there's some puzzles, secrets, and apparently there's a lot of replayability and an online leaderboard for level completion time. I'm not sure how they're gonna handle cheating if there's an online leaderboard, because unless it's an online only game where they can monitor everything, that no one is modifying the game's files and so on, it's gonna be just leaderboards full of cheaters, most likely. But in general, I think it's a fun game. Finity, 30th September 2022. To wrap up the video, we have something that I could not find any information other than the Steam page, which only has screenshots. 5 even, not even a nice amount of screenshots, only 5. Dark North, apparently release date September 2022. That might be just a release date they said long ago and forgot to change. The developer and publisher are Jungle, and I found some information about Jungle, but on their website I couldn't find anything other, and on their YouTube channel as well. Their website is their YouTube channel on Steam. There's only information about other games and not this one. But let's tell you about the game. Choose an archer, knight or mage and fight your friend for the, instead of saying friends, friend, for the title of King of the North. You need to build the best tactics for buffing your character and join PvP battle. I would put battles here if it were me, when the peacetime runs out. Yeah, definitely badly translated. Auto-translated description. It's saying snow, magic and monsters, this awaits you in the Dark North. So pretty much Souls-like PvP action RPG is what they're describing this with the tags. Most likely it's just gonna be an arena MOBA with semi-open world maybe. Big maps like BR, but maybe smaller. We'll see. I mean, there's very little information, but it's saying it's a third-person action RPG in the best traditions of dark fantasy. You can choose from 3 playable characters with unique abilities, archer, knight or mage. The game has a single-player mode for training and multiplayer for 2 players. You go to a snowy forest filled with many dungeons, dangerous monsters with different abilities, powers and benefits for you. By killing these NPCs, you earn certain resources and you can decide which skills you would rather get or buff in the tree of abilities. By this, you're building a strategy for the optimal combat systems for your character. Pretty much a build. The strategy can be different every time considering which NPCs you kill and what you get from them. If you play with a friend in multiplayer mode, then you are given peaceful time to improve the character, and when the time is up, fight with your friend. Okay. Sounds not so bad as a concept. The screenshots don't give us that much to go on about. I wish they would release more information and ideally a gameplay trailer. To get notified when I upload more content like this one or other builds and guides for Wooter and not so Wooter games, you can subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button to not miss out on notifications. As well as keep in mind there's something called memberships on YouTube, which lets you be a paying member for my channel to get access to perks such as emotes and badges made by me, as well as the option to get one-on-one tutoring for the very basics of Adobe Photoshop, Premiere and After Effects. And memberships can be cancelled at any time if you no longer want to be a member. Thanks for watching all the way until the end. Struck up, keep it cool until next time, and goodbye.